With GTA 6 being only around a year away, here's 8 things that Rockstar need to fix in GTA Online. So the first things first, we have the general instability of GTA Online. Usually free mode works relatively okay, but when entering missions, you're often greeted with this initializing screen. For example, today I played GTA Online for around 5 hours, and on 3 separate occasions I got stuck on this initializing screen. Now this general instability is actually linked to something else that we'll talk about later in the video, but this is definitely something that they need to correct. There's many different examples of how buggy and glitchy GTA Online is. For example, it will tell you that 4 people have joined your lobby, when in reality someone may have left 5 minutes ago but it hasn't updated the lobby itself. This is something that I trialed today in GTA Online with a couple of friends. As someone's joining the lobby, if they very quickly leave, it can take up to 5 minutes for the lobby to tell you that that person's already left. So you'll be sitting there waiting, trying to start your heist, and if you try and start your heist when it says you've got 4 people in your lobby, the 4 people that you need to start your heist, you'll be greeted with this initializing screen. And because it's trying to load a game and the game thinks it has 4 players when it doesn't, the only way to fix it is to wait it out, where in this example here it took 15 minutes, or you have to completely restart your game. Now this brings me on to the second thing that Rockstar need to fix. When joining heists, you should be locked in, or maybe have to request to leave the game. Now I know this sounds a little bit authoritarian, but earlier when trying to start one of my heists, I waited in total for 30 minutes to get a full lobby to join my heist to play. On many different occasions there was 3 people in there, and as soon as there was 3 people, someone would leave and then we were down to 2, we'd get another person and then the person that was number 2 would leave, and overall it's a really broken system. There's a few occasions where we got to 4 people and started the heist, and then we were then greeted with that initializing screen because someone left, or we were loaded back into our apartments, or on some occasion loaded back to another part of the map. When joining the heist, you should have to request with the host to leave that lobby. That's probably not the perfect solution, but I'm definitely sure Rockstar could figure out a way around it. And this nicely ties in to the third thing, the option to complete tasks by yourself. Now whilst doing heists in groups with your friends can be really fun, and obviously GTA Online is a community driven thing, well for the most part anyway, there should be option to complete heists by yourself. In particular, heist setups. Maybe one of the ways that they can do this is simplifying the missions for when there's just one person in the lobby. And the main reason I say this is because of reasons 1 and 2. At the moment, starting heists and completing heists and doing all of the heist setups is no longer as fun as it used to be. Now when Rockstar released a new heist, it's relatively easy to get into it because everyone's trying it out at the same time. So getting into a full lobby is not an issue at all. But for example, someone that's starting from scratch and starting again, there's a lot of people that won't engage in the heists anymore. More to the point, if you own businesses around the map, some of these businesses will pay you similar amounts to what the heist will pay you anyway. So the incentive to actually do the heist is slowly but surely decreasing. Next, we have the peer-to-peer system. But before we get into that, I want to say a quick thank you to today's video sponsor, private internet access.
Now, internet privacy is very important. A lot of games out there use something called the P2P model, which is the peer-to-peer model, where effectively you're not playing on a server, you're connecting to someone else's console and their console's connecting to yours. And a prime example of this is GTA Online. Now the problem with this is it makes it very easy for people to access your IP address, so it's not very secure at all. But by using private internet access, you're adding a barrier between yourself and the other person's console. You can change your location to one of 50 US states or 91 countries. And this is especially important if you're in the US. You can change your location to a nearby state rather than having to ping your location to the other side of the world. So you can not only get really fast gameplay, but of course stay completely private in the process. Whenever I play in VR or even on my consoles online, I always use a VPN. So if you want to save yourself 83% off and get 4 months free, click the link down below. It's about $2.03 a month, which is an insanely good deal.
So as I just mentioned in that sponsor segment, Rockstar uses the peer-to-peer system. Very simply put, rather than you playing on a server and everyone else playing on the same server, which is owned and hosted by Rockstar, each of your consoles when you're playing kind of acts like the server. This saves Rockstar a ton of money in hosting fees, but it also comes with the obvious security risks. You're directly connecting consoles together, and then there's also the other side of it, which that it only takes one person to have really poor internet signal or have some sort of disruption with their game for it to affect everyone else in that lobby. Now luckily Rockstar's figured out a few workarounds around this, so gameplay now is a lot smoother than it has been previously. But the best solution for Rockstar moving forwards is just to move to a server-based model. Many other games do it, and based on the information we have so far, it looks like Rockstar will be doing it for GTA 6. Take-Two Interactive filed a patent to basically split the map up into different servers. This This would allow up to 240 people to populate a map in GTA Online. Now this doesn't mean that we're going to have loading between one server to another. This is something that can be done in the background as we're driving between one location to another location. It's something that we won't even be aware that's happening. A good example of another game that uses this is Starfield, where different parts of the map are split into different servers. More importantly, these types of servers are usually hosted by the game's developers themselves, so that means that it's very likely that Rockstar will move away from the peer-to-peer model. Number 5, Rockstar need to add a text chat for in-game. Rather than opening up the phone, it'd be really nice just to have a little text box at the bottom left corner of your screen where you can quickly whack in a chat to the people that are in your lobby or in your mission. One of the things that really emphasized this to me recently was actually when I was playing a heist. In the Cayo Perico heist, one of the people we were playing with didn't realize they had to swim underwater to get to the tunnel to enter the compound. So repeatedly myself and other players had to swim out the tunnel to try and show them the way into the tunnel. During this time we were slowly losing rebreathers and it was a race against the clock. Now to be honest, it did add an extra layer of strategy. This person also had messaging turned off so we couldn't contact them, but it would be a lot easier to avoid all of these issues if we were just able to drop a quick little lobby chat in a chat box. Next we have the car prices. Now this is something I touched on in my last video, in fact quite heavily so. So in this video I'll very quickly summarize it. The car prices in GTA Online are absolutely insane. Cars that in real life would cost $30,000 to $40,000 cost millions of dollars in the game. Rockstar need to fix this because the overinflated ecosystem of the game is primarily there for 3 key reasons. 1, to make you buy shark cards, 2, to encourage you to keep playing missions because you run out of money faster, and 3, because of the lack of other things there is to spend money on. Other than mission setups, vehicle modifications, vehicles and clothing, there's not much else you can spend your money on in GTA Online. Number 7 is expanded roleplay. So it's no secret that the roleplaying community has become a big part of the GTA community, particularly over the last 5 years. But there's also 2 sorts of roleplaying communities. There's the roleplaying communities that just enjoy the act, for example, of being a police officer in the game, but there's also a whole roleplay community that like a little bit of both. They like the roleplay, but also like the fun element of it. What Rockstar needs to do with GTA 6 is to add some of this roleplay functionality into the standard GTA Online model, but actually give us real Rockstar in-game rewards for partaking in those activities. For example, being able to open up your own shop in the game, sell merchandise and receive money the same way we do with nightclubs in GTA Online, but on a more grassroots grounded, realistic level. Now once again, I'm really clutching at straws to try and summarize what this would look like. All I know is that the current business models in GTA Online are slowly but surely getting a little bit boring. And the final point in this video, talking characters. Now talking characters, I think in my opinion, is one of the biggest missing thing from GTA Online at the moment. The fact that there's fully animated and motion captured scenes where our character just sits there or stands there and says absolutely nothing. It completely breaks all level of immersion, and it's the main reason why people who mainly have an interest in story modes of games are slowly and surely becoming less engaged with GTA Online. The bizarre way that our characters just feel like they don't exist while still existing and being there is just a bit weird. Me personally, I don't understand why Rockstar ever made the decision to not voice the online characters. I think initially because they never planned for GTA Online to be as big and successful as it became, I'm just guessing that that's never something that they thought they'd need to implement. But 11 years later, still not having it, it just feels like one of the biggest parts that lets down the online component of the game. So that's my full list. I would love to hear what things you think Rockstar should fix for GTA 6 Online. Make sure you drop those down below, and thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.